I don't know if anything that I just said was picked up, so I'll repeat. I was asked by YouTube to set some kind of moderation on my comments, so I apologize for anyone who may have been affected by any of the comments that I was not able to see. That's the last thing I want to do, is make other people uncomfortable because of other people who are immature or cannot help themselves. It's unfortunate when people are like that, but just as we had in our previous video, people need to heal. People will always be negative if they are unhealed individuals, so just keep that in mind. And those who do need to heal, there are methods out there that don't require a therapist. You can self-help. So if you're in a place of negativity, or you feel that feeling within yourself that just boils up, or there's some kind of forever going energetic tension within, there's a reason and a cause for that. Your feelings are important. What may have happened to you is important. It all matters. You just need to get the help so you can live in a place of peace, because it is possible. And living in a place of peace is not scary. It's not as scary as you would think that it is, because I understand you don't know what to expect around the corner. At any moment, something could happen and there goes your peace. But you know what? That's just the way life is. When we were all babies and growing up into toddler phases and, growing up through school, there were 6 months of good months and 6 months of trying months for our parents. So that pattern kind of just keeps going on throughout life. There's always going to be moments that are going to try you. There's always going to be moments that upset you. There's always going to be moments that are going to create some kind of obstacle for you to work through. Some of it can be scary, yes, but you choose to move through it because you are brave, because you can. You're able to do that. And you won't get it perfectly right the first time. It may take you a few times in order to get into the flow of adopting these new ways of living in life. But eventually it becomes like second nature. Just like learning a new language. If you learn a new language in school, you have to be able to use it and practice it until eventually you can have full out conversations with people in a different language other than your own original language. But a mindset in a place of peace is possible. Because when you live in a place of negativity, the negative side of things, or the places that operate in a negative sense, they're using you. The negative side of things does not care about you. You have to keep that in mind. So again, I'm only bringing this up because YouTube asked me to have my comments moderated, and because I can't see what those comments are right now, I'm having this conversation. Because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable because other people are unhealed. And that's what you are if you're negative. You're unhealed. So perhaps those people who do come across people who are unhealed, maybe instead of just saying something rude back to them or whatever, like the line, I know a lot of people say, oh, get a life, or, things of that nature. Maybe we can turn around our philosophy and our choice of words and just say, you know what? You're really exposing an unhealed part of yourself. That way they're not offended. They're being told the truth. They're able to identify perhaps what it is that they're going through. And maybe if they hear, you know what, you're obviously exposing an unhealed part of yourself, maybe they'll consider the fact that they need to look into that because maybe there's truth in it. We don't make things better by being rude to another person who's been rude to us. That only escalates the situation and only makes that person feel like they were in the right with the way that they treated you. But if you treat other people with the respect and dignity that they do deserve, regardless of how they're behaving, and I'm using the word behaving because usually it's because someone has not had the time frame in order to learn something, like a child. Children need time to practice skills in learning how to behave. Uh-oh. Hold on just a moment, folks. What did you get into? Sorry, you guys, I'm back. I have a puppy and she got into something. And it's like the smell of whatever it is on her head is familiar, but I can't place where the smell comes from. So she was misbehaving, perhaps. I don't know what that smell is. Okay, so off of the lecture or conversation, the bottom line is we as healthy individuals or people who are working through their healthy individual stage, oopsie, we just need to learn how to speak to others to make them make them want to fix it. You don't want to accuse people or make people feel less than just because they're unhealed and lashing out and just expressing their emotions. Because they got that way for a reason, and we need to have our empathy for people who experience those kinds of things in order to help them heal through it. I mean, that is if you want to be part of helping people get through it. Just allow them, I wouldn't even talk to road ragers. But people who like completely are just rude to you out in public or whatever, just say it. Obviously, you're expressing an unhealed part of yourself. If it comes up. I'm not saying to be a vigilante and go out and just do that, but practice saying the words. That way you can use them, utilize it later. We've got a spoonful of sugar that keeps the medicine go down or helps the medicine go down. Someone is trying to help somebody, perhaps make up with someone. We've got the makeup here, or accentuate the fact that someone could be being lured. That could be something. Maybe someone is being lured into acting out of character. Someone could be trying to worm their way in somewhere with the worm on the hook. You know, you catch a fish with your worms on the hook. Either they're worming their way into a vulnerable situation with the dog and the belly rubs. Either they're worming their way into a vulnerable situation in order to gain on somebody's property, or in order to oversee someone's opportunity. Or they're trying to lure someone in with a with some kind of legal opportunity. Perhaps they're thinking that if they can lure someone into some kind of legal situation, then maybe they can get the upper hand that way. I'm hearing control the narrative. We have our Justice Legal card here. It could be even just a Libra that's coming in to make someone vulnerable on their path, or looking for some kind of opportunity. Maybe they're missing the opportunity because it's under a bunch of trees. Or they're just looking at too many other things in order to see that that's an opportunity. I don't really know what smell that is. I can't connect it to whatever it might be. It's so weird. It almost smells like a certain food. I don't think it's dog food. I don't know, folks. I guess you don't need to be a part of that. Okay, we've got the bottom of the deck. We've got taking the lead here. Someone needs to take a lead in a situation. Split of the deck. We've got caution with the red tape. It's like sometimes I'll have to close my back patio window or door, because if I'm not out there to observe, because I don't want anyone to throw food on the patio. Even if it's treats to the, because I don't want the dogs to eat it if I didn't give it to them. We've got a violin here. I finally drew in the violin. The violin is a sad story. It's one part of a symphony. Practice, 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 like we were just talking on the intro. To play someone like a violin is to manipulate or control someone, like we were also talking as the split of the deck cards, that someone could be trying to control the situation or the narrative. Sarcasm, to express a lack of sympathy for someone complaining about a trivial or exaggerated problem. It's like we still, even though people, like what I was just saying could be seen as that, but it's like seriously little steps at a time to be able to help other people. It can also be slang for violin chin, which is a hickey. If someone has a hickey on their neck, I mean, this can even just go to everyday situations. You may be walking out in the store and you see someone with a hickey on their neck, and that's how this pertains, right? We've got a grueling rehearsal space or environment. It could be caution tape. Maybe someone has a work issue or situation going on. Maybe it's a toxic environment. In Australia, in the Australian prisons and in the drug culture, it was slang for, how do I even say that? DRUGSEINJECT. So there could be some cautionary tale here, taking the lead for the red tape and the cautionary tale. And then we've got Red Rover, send someone right over, trying to get someone to come over to their side or seeing things their way. I guess that's what my whole intro was about, right? And then we've got a sinkhole, just the bottom, the earth is just opening up unexpectedly. something bottoms out. Ouch. Front of the deck, we've got our makeup, our lipstick card. Live in peace is what I always say. We've got our lobster here, which is our other person. Maybe someone was carrying on about a situation that had happened in your relationship, a previous relationship. Perhaps they were saying the same song and dance for years to come, trying to have their friends or other people see things their way in order to get some kind of sympathy from them. And it's just bottomed out. Now someone wants to come in and make up for that. Maybe even invite them to dinner. Lobsters are a place of vulnerability as well. We've got this nomad or the hobo stick. Back in the day, this was like the hobo. You got a stick and you put all your stuff in a little knapsack and you just go on your way. Someone wanted somebody homeless. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, coming down again. Maybe they're making up some kind of story that you had wanted this person to be homeless and vulnerable. Microphone. I sure like this card stock better than the other. We've got a pregnancy test. Someone was using perhaps a pregnancy test in order to get somebody to stay. Maybe this person didn't want to be homeless, so they said they were pregnant. Pay attention to that. We've got the spider in the glass. This was a real story. I reached for my water, and thank goodness I looked in the glass because there was a spider in there, and I would have drank the spider. It was a white spider, too. Imagine that. I'd never seen that before. We've got an owl watching in the dark. Nocturnal. Wise old owl. This could be someone who's up in age as well. Someone who is wise beyond their years, perhaps. Someone is seeing everything that's going on about this silver spoon, this inheritance. Diamonds. Pressure. I find it interesting that we've got this silver spoon. Maybe being from a wealthy family has caused this person to be in a vulnerable situation. And then, of course, there's this pressure here in order to create a situation where this person is a nomad or this person is homeless. Someone is watching someone who is has a family inheritance or had a family inheritance. Maybe there's an offer coming in. Red flags, turn back. A bag of balls. Someone's not being very nice. Maybe someone's going to come in being not very nice about some kind of offer. But we've got the caution tape, which is also the red tape. And then we've got the turn back, which is a bunch of red flags. Red is of significance here. It's almost like they're going to offer you your own money as some kind of apology. Creating pressure and causing homelessness. Coming in to talk about or tell you about the red flags that have happened about someone being a jerk. Faking a pregnancy test or just faking a test in general. Or was just testing you to see how you would react or respond to certain situations. Doing a double take. Someone's looking at all these things, a broom, trying to clean it up or sweep it under the rug. Maybe it was some kind of initiation to something, some kind of test. It's like, sure, you come across as being this way, but are you truly that way? Pay attention, clean it up. Maybe they're going to make it seem like this test or whatnot was something else. Genie, we have a genie in a jar here, isolated, trapped. You have to rub the genie lamp in order for the genie to come out, and then it honors you and gives you 3 wishes. Maybe you are the wish maker. Maybe you are the wish fulfillment. Maybe someone came across and found you and didn't realize that you were the one that was going to be able to grant the wishes. All they had to do is clean up that lamp. We've got an empty dog bowl. My mind went to loyalty, being taken care of, the dog knowing that their owner is going to come home and take care of it. Perhaps there was someone who was wishing that you would be the one to take care of them. Perhaps there is a whole group of people who don't have anything, but they marry into something, or they will try to date into something. They're trying to fill up their empty dog bowls. Empty as far as emotions, empty as far as finances, empty as far as whatever it is, to be able to have this family inheritance to fill it up. Maybe they came from a wealthy family and they didn't learn the tools in order to fill themselves up because they thought that money was all it took. We've got our bathtub, taking a break, relaxing, detox, pulling the plug on something, pulling the plug on the illusion, soaking in the illusion. Just like we were talking in the very beginning about the puppet strings, pretty much. It's like if you are part of the negative essence of things, then you're actually being controlled by the ultimate negative essence. The one that doesn't even care about you. Someone is pulling the strings here, so be careful, turn back. Watch out for the red flags here. Anyone who's causing you pressure, perhaps even just about a family inheritance. Maybe there's some kind of rules and guidelines or something that someone's trying to make you adhere to as far as being able to even attain your inheritance. Maybe someone took it upon themselves, they took the lead. They took it upon themselves in order to make some kind of criteria happen, and it's their interpretation that they're working with in regards to who you are and why or why not you do or do not deserve this, and that's why the tests were involved. We've got brackets, someone trying to put you in some kind of category. It's that space in between 2 walls. To categorize, enclose, info separated from the context, similar situation or limits. Information that's not essential to the main point. So this person could be coming in and trying to give you a song and dance about something that makes no kind of, it's almost like a distraction from whatever it is that they're originally supposed to come in for. Maybe you did get an inheritance from somewhere, and this person is coming in and trying to make it seem like they're just offering you some kind of favor to help you clean up a situation. Could have something to do with a Leo. Leadership, maybe they want to give you a leadership position in order to hide what it was that they did. Ruling self, not others. Integrity, reclaiming personal peace or power. Firm in beliefs, expressing authentic self, spiritual protection, sun, clarity, radiant, strength, vitality, vulnerability, fearless, teamwork, gender roles, pride, hunter-gatherer, royalty, courage, the destruction of evil. So you'll know what their intentions are. People always tell on themselves if we take time to even pay attention or listen. Maybe that's what this turn back is. Just listen. Pay attention to what they're saying, like the owl. You don't have to be seen in order to be able to be wise. We've got an activity book. Someone's connecting the dots here. Past life. You know what I've said about past life. I feel like we have our past life people and they come up in this life and they treat us the same as what happened in the past life. And it's like, I didn't do anything to you. Right? It's the only conclusion that I can come up with the situation that I was in with an ex-boyfriend or an ex-person of mine. He treated me like I had done something to him, and I've never done anything to this person but be supportive. Literally. It was just so bizarre. It's the only explanation that I can come up with was the fact that maybe we were in a past life, perhaps, and he had the same mentality, and then maybe he won in the past life. He was able to, I don't know, folks. I don't know, but all I know is that we're both here. We're both dealing with whatever, and he's treating me like I've done something to him. This is an individual, and the reason why we weren't together is because he made decisions that would cause him not to be around. And while he was in a place of not being around, and I had told him that we were not going to be dating or not seeing each other because of that choice, because I wanted to have someone who wanted to make good choices and be with their family, right? So because they decided that they wanted to make those other choices, and it was based on the fact that this person knew what they were doing was wrong, but they did it anyway, I still took time out of when I was going to college during my finals. I would take time to write down what he needed to have typed, and I would type it for him, and then I would send it to him so that way he could submit it. And I look back on that and I'm like, how in the world did I make it through the university with such great grades and tending to his needs, but yet when he was released or when he came out, still treated me like I had not done anything to help him or support him through it. It was just bizarre, folks. It was bizarre. It's like he was accusing me of things that I didn't even do. It was bizarre. We've got the Hollywood Walk of Fame star upside down. I don't usually take things upside down. This card specifically has Marilyn Monroe on it. I think the jury is still really kind of out on what happened with her. It was always my feeling that it was not something she did to herself. Marilyn was a strong individual, and it makes me think about a photo that I had seen of her and whichever Kennedy she was entwined with, and it showed a picture of her sitting on a closed commode in the bathroom, and he was sitting behind her. It looked like maybe he was sitting on the side of the bathtub, and there was just a little opening in the door, and it's like, I don't even know how someone would have gotten this photo. But it was of them with this look on their face like, oh my gosh, now what? And it always kind of struck me with the expressions on their face. And if a look can tell a million words, I don't know. I mean, I saw that picture as both of them being hit with some kind of information that they did not know what they were going to do now. Someone could have been very famous or well known in a past life. Someone could have been part of Hollywood. Maybe someone spent a lot of their current life as a previous form of themselves. Maybe they were acting like they were Hollywood, considering it's from the silver spoon. Maybe someone comes from a lineage of people who are in Hollywood, but they don't have the silver spoon because their bowl is empty. They don't have the connection to Hollywood because they don't even know about it. or their other half or their significant other or their other person that they're probably meant to be with is from Hollywood, but this person is working from an empty bowl. In a past life, it was someone's wish to be able to see everything, perhaps, trying to make something up. We've got 2 coming out with the drain and the shade, and we've got drain coming out from underneath the bathtub when I said we're pulling the plug. Draining the pressure of being homeless, pulling the plug on that, the draining of being hidden. Shade, trying to shade yourself from Hollywood, trying to shade or hide yourself from being seen or known. Okay, let me just pull the cards and see where we go. We have a rescue mission coming from this illusion. A rescue mission, winding up being categorized. We've got gloves. Someone is fighting someone. The lion has had to fight. The lion has been fighting through or protecting themselves from all of these tests that they've had to go through. Piggy bank. Connecting the dots between a piggy bank. The siren, which is the mermaid that lures the sailors out to sea, then they're no longer found or seen again. Maybe they were trying to make it up like this person was a siren, or maybe they were a siren in a past life. We've got the abyss here going into the darkness and the bottom of the ocean, hitting the rock bottom. Monster. Resurrection. Skeletons in the closet. Mold, something old. Maybe someone used to have skeletons in the closet, but they worked through those. What's the center? The illusion. The center card is the illusion, and everything that's going on around it is because of this illusion that someone tried to bring. It's an old significant other from the past. We've got the siren and the pay attention. Again, with being lured somewhere. Pay attention to what's being said, what is being perceived. If you're having some kind of, I'm thinking habit, vulnerability, when you're being called to something, like maybe you have a sweet tooth that mind you, having a sweet tooth is a mineral deficiency, urge. Maybe you have some kind of urge or, gosh, why can't I think of that word? Compulsion? Like maybe if you're in a store and you see a deal, you have to buy the deal because it's a deal. It's not necessary because you actually have to have it right now. But maybe you do want it right now. And the deal makes it make sense in order to get it because it's like it's a good deal. Why not? Why wouldn't you? So maybe there's some kind of urge that someone's trying to lure you into in order to self-sabotage yourself. Whether that be with food, with finances, with anything, activity. Maybe you work out too much. Maybe it goes back to the very beginning when I was saying when people lash out, it's like some kind of urge or need. It could be of the sexual nature as well. Some kind of habit. Maybe some kind of addiction, obsession, something. You want to pay attention to what's causing you to feel that way and put a stop to it before it becomes a problem. Because something or someone through this illusion is trying to lure you into a situation where you will not be able to get out of the abyss, and they want you to hit the rock bottom, the depths of the ocean. They want to bring out the monster in you, someone who can't help themselves. It could even be reactionary, ABUSE, where someone just pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes, and then all of a sudden you can't take it anymore. And then they want to say that you're the issue. See, I told you that was them. It's something that someone's hiding in their closet with the mold situation. Maybe someone has mold in their body. This is the automobile card. There could be someone putting some kind of substance or something into somebody's car to make them unwell. They're trying to extinct somebody with the pelican card. Pelicans were on the edge of extinction twice. Question mark. You've got to question everything that you're experiencing. Every feeling or urge that you're having that's going to put you in a place that's not great for you. You've got to question that. Why am I doing it? Take a good look at yourself. Reflect on the reasons why. The wolf haircut. A wolf in sheep's clothing, pretty much. And remember, it pertains to a deal. Again, like we were saying, it could be a shopping deal. It could be someone coming to you with some kind of deal. Maybe they're going to put you in a place of, maybe they'll put you in a place of authority. Maybe you'll have some kind of management. They're going to put you in some kind of tax bracket or occupational bracket of some sorts. Just pay attention and be mindful of that. They're going to come in acting like they're trying to rescue. When all actuality, it's probably going to put you in the same spot that you just left from. All because they're trying to get some kind of finances and inheritance or so that you may have gotten. Maybe you didn't know you had this inheritance. Maybe you didn't know you had these finances somewhere, but you're connecting the dots on it. Maybe these people realize that this lion or the Leo or whoever this is for is connecting the dots on it. They don't want this person seen. They're trying to bring something back. They want to have someone's skeletons in the closet to come back. Those old skeletons that don't even account or matter anymore. We've got cheese here. Has something to do with somebody's money or somebody's smile. Say cheese. Someone could be getting photos taken of them. Tipsy, upside down. Create, upside down. Faux is right side up. We have a filter here. Someone's putting a filter on some photos. Possibly of you and a friend. You're not really tipsy in this photo, but they're going to create some kind of situation that's going to make it appear that you are being tipsy. Or maybe you have a foe that's deciding that they don't want to be a part of creating something that makes it look like that you're under the influence. Creating under the influence, siren. If you're privy to the information and you're aware to the situation, you're in a better place to create a situation where you're not pulled into being under the influence. You're able to filter it out. You're able to see that the fact that someone's trying to lure you to be under the influence of whatever illusion it is, and it's not your friend, and you're aware of that now. You can overcome the negativity by smiling through it for sure, reflecting on it, asking yourself the questions like, why am I doing this? Do I really need this? Ahead of time. The flying monkeys could be involved. They're hoping that you don't do this ahead of time. They don't want you to ask the questions ahead of time. The flying monkeys are the sirens in this case, trying to cause the red tape, trying to cause the caution. Someone's going to come in trying to tell you some kind of story to get you on your side, get you on their side of things. They're going to tell you a story how their whole bottom, their whole life, everything just dropped out from underneath them. And they're going to ask you for help. We've got the initial D, first, middle, or last. It is upside down, so this person's in their south node. They're in a negative stance of things. We've got an awakening to something deep. Someone is deeply lost. Is it an anomaly? It's a spiritual anomaly. I can't even say the word. That's not really well known. I'm telling you, the spiritual world of things, you guys, I just had to learn that. I mean, I did not ever understand it the way I understand it now, and there's so much more to learn about it that I really don't understand, if that makes any sense. Someone is not inspired by something. There's a competition. Someone was not inspired by the competition that they're learning about. That goes back to the testing here, doing the double test, someone coming in and saying, oh, we were just testing you. Why are you taking it so serious? This is close. It's not close. It's a Libra who's in their south node that's not close to you anymore. And the Sagittarius community. It's a community of people, a Libra in their south node, meaning that they're in their shadow aspects. And then we've got a Sagittarius here, all part of the same community, is all being unlocked. It's an open community. The letter D is important. Comes up a lot lately, too. Judgment. Fell on the floor. Hitting rock bottom, I'd say. I'll do 3 more shuffles and see if anything else comes out. Tell me. Then walk away from the drama. Multiple ladies are involved. I don't know if that's really ladies, if they're causing drama. As we have a lady outside making, creating drama in her apartment, making noise. We have an app that's upside down, exposed. So it's something that's not on an app, it's on the actual computer or phone. Some kind of program is being exposed. Okay, one more. There it is. Join. They want you to join some kind of situation. All right, folks, that being said, make it a great day. Make good choices. Ask yourself questions. Ask the individual who's coming to you questions. If they're offended or upset that you're asking questions, then there is even more of a red flag. Pay attention to your discernment. And always be kind. Doesn't matter what it is. You can always be kind. Make it a game for yourself. Make it a game. All right, folks. Thanks for being here. Make it a great day and take care.